Hi students, welcome back to all four C-Learning chemistry classes. Today we are going to start the session 19 and already we have completed 18 sessions from the same topic chapter stoichiometry, and now we are in the concept of oxidation state. In the previous session only I have started the oxidation state concept, and we have gone through some rules to assign oxidation states to the atoms present in the compound. Today I am going to continue the same rules to estimate the oxidation states of atoms present in the compounds. In the previous session I concluded with the hydrogen. Hydrogen exhibit always +1 oxidation state, except only in case metal hydrides where its oxidation state is -1. That's what actually we have discussed in the at the end of the previous session. Now in this session I am going to start with the another rule to estimate the oxidation state of oxygen. Write down students. OS I am following for oxidation state, please. Oxidation state of oxygen, write down along with me. In its compounds is -2 generally. Is -2 generally. I am giving generally the statement. So it may have other type of oxidation states also in its compounds. Let us discuss about different possible oxidation states of oxygen. Out of them, first I am going to take peroxides. Note down students. Peroxides, the oxidation state of oxygen is -1. Please note it down. Here the next doubt is, what is peroxide? OO single bond is called peroxy bond, where the oxidation state of both the oxygens is -1. This OO single bond is called peroxide bond. Okay, let me explain with example. Here I am writing the example. This is compound contains sodium and oxygen, a binary compound. We don't know whether it is normal oxide having oxidation state -2 or peroxide having oxidation state -1. We don't know, but we can estimate whether the given compound is either oxide or peroxide. Let me check. The moment you observe sodium alkali metal, immediately blindly you can fix its oxidation state as +1. Okay, let me fix 2 into +1. For oxygen I am estimating here 2x equals to 0. So x equal to -1. So immediately you can came to a conclusion that the given oxide is a peroxide. It is not a normal oxide, it is a peroxide, where the oxidation states of both the oxygen atoms is -1. That is peroxide. This is one example. Let me give another example. Oxide of barium. We should find whether it is normal oxide or peroxide. In the same way, barium, alkaline earth metal, secondary group, common oxide, only oxidation state is +2. Again do it. +2 plus 2x equals to 0. Again x equal to -1. So oxidation state of that oxygen also I got as -1. So you can simply say the given oxide is barium peroxide, not a normal oxide. That is a brief discussion about peroxide. Okay, next. Superoxides. The oxidation state is minus a half. Usually these superoxides are generally formed by alkali metals, that too higher alkali metals usually. Let me give example. KO2. The moment you see the KO2, blindly you can fix the oxidation state of potassium only because it belongs to alkali metal. So you can write plus 1 plus 2x equals to 0 implies x equal to minus a half. So the given oxide is a superoxide, it is not normal oxide and not peroxide, it is superoxide because the oxidation state is of oxygen is minus a half. Next, in compound oxygen difluoride, here this compound contains oxygen and fluorine. In the previous session we have discussed the oxidation state of fluorine in all its compounds. It exhibits only one oxidation state, that is minus 1. There is no other oxidation state of fluorine in its compounds. So here you are not supposed to fix for oxygen, you have to fix for fluorine only. Now consider oxygen as X, for 2 fluorines 0. So it is plus 2. So the oxidation state of oxygen in OF2 is plus 2. One more example I will give, another compound of oxygen and fluorine, O2F2. Again you have to fix the oxidation state of fluorine but not oxygen. So 2x for both the oxygens, minus 2 equals to 0, x equal to plus 1. So these are all the possible oxidation states that can be exhibited by oxygen in its different types of compounds. Majority is minus 2 generally. In peroxides it is minus 1, in superoxides it is minus a half, whereas in OF2 oxygen difluoride it is plus 2, as oxygen monofluoride it is plus 1. So this is the detailed explanation about the different types of oxidation states of oxygen in its compounds. Please note it down and then I will go for the next rule. Okay students, let us go through the next rule. Write down along with me. Higher electronegative element gets negative oxidation state, OS I am writing, whereas lesser electronegative element gets positive oxidation state in a compound. Here what is electronegativity? It is electronegativity is the property of an atom to attract the bond pair of electrons towards itself in a given covalent compound. That topic will be discussed under the separate chapter periodic table, not now. So here what I want to explain to you is more electronegative element gets a negative oxidation state, whereas less electronegative element gets a positive oxidation state. Let me explain this with example. Please note down the example. This is chlorine monoxide. This is iodine chloride and this is oxygen difluoride. Just now we have discussed. Between these two, oxygen is more electronegative. And you have to fix minus 2, and for chlorine you have to fix is oxidation state as plus 1. because oxygen is more electronegative, chlorine is less electronegative. If you come here chlorine is more electronegative, so it gets a negative and iodine will get a positive oxidation state. Positive oxidation state. Similarly, between oxygen and fluorine, fluorine has negative oxidation state, whereas oxygen will get a positive +2 oxidation state. +2 oxidation state. See, if you observe these two compounds, here in this compound oxygen is -2, chlorine is +1 because oxygen is more electronegative. Same oxygen in this compound, it has a positive oxidation state, whereas fluorine has a negative oxidation state because fluorine is more electronegative than oxygen. Similarly, if you observe this set, here chlorine is less electronegative than oxygen, gets a positive, whereas chlorine is more electronegative than iodine in this compound, got a negative oxidation state. So, you can support the statement with this best example, where in a given compound usually mainly more electronegative element gets a negative oxidation state, whereas less electronegative element gets a positive oxidation state. Please note down, students. And after this I will go through the common oxidation states of different elements corresponding to 3rd A group to 7th A group. I will give the list, and then after that I will go for next rule. Please note it down. Sir, just now you have written chlorine as -1, iodine as +1, like that, sir. How we are going? We can write that like that. Okay. Actually, this general valency and oxidation states will be given in the periodic table. No problem. I will give here itself by giving the group number and common oxidation states. Please write down along with me. First A group, second A group, we know +1, +2, alkali metals and alkali earth metals. Okay. From 3rd A group elements, write down, students. Common oxidation states are +1 and +3. +1 and +3. 4th A group elements, write down, students. +2 and +4. 5th A group elements, +3 and +5. 6th A group elements, common oxidation state is -2. 7th A group elements, common oxidation state is -1. Please note down this. Here I want to explain about the oxidation states. Suppose if you take 3rd A group elements, boron can also exhibit -3 oxidation state also in its compounds. Suppose if you take 4th A group element, carbon can also exhibit -4 oxidation state. Suppose if you take nitrogen from 5th A group elements, -3, -1, -1/3, 0, +3, +5, like that. Same element can exhibit different types of oxidation states. So, the oxidation state of an element may or may not be fixed. The oxidation state of an element may or may not be fixed. Same element can exhibit more than one type of oxidation state in different compounds. So, oxidation state of an element may or may not be constant. For some elements it is constant. Undoubtedly one can say for alkali metals +1, for alkali earth metals +2, for fluorine -1 in their compounds. There is no other oxidation state possible by respect to elements. But coming to many elements, they can exhibit more than one type of oxidation state. Zinc also exhibit only one +2, but copper exhibit +1 and +2, like that. So same element can exhibit more than one type of oxidation state, depends on its in which compound it is present and what is the bonding in that compound exist. Based on that, one can say like this: the oxidation state of an element may or may not be constant. It may vary. Same element can exhibit more than one type of oxidation state. So, but here I have given the common oxidation states exhibited by the respective elements present in the group, present in their groups. So, please note it down and then I will go for next rule. Now down students, generally, write down students, the oxidation state, OS I am writing, oxidation state of an element cannot exceed its group number in periodic table. Which group number you may get a doubt? Periodic table may take considered first to 18th group, or first A, second A, third A, fourth A, fifth A, sixth A, seventh A, first B, second B, third B, fourth B, fifth B, sixth B, like that. So that system is called CAS system, A groups and as well as B groups. So according to that CAS system, group number usually cannot exceed, the oxidation state cannot exceed usually the group number of that element. Say for example, if you take aluminum, maximum oxidation state is +3. It cannot exceed, not doubt. If you take chlorine, maximum is +7 because it belongs to 7th A group. Chlorine never exhibit more than +7. It is not possible. That is the meaning of this rule. But I have mentioned generally means exceptions may be there. 2 examples, exceptions I will give. Copper can exhibit +1 and +2, but it belongs to second B group in the long form of periodic table. First B group in the long form of periodic table. So maximum should be +1, but it can exhibit more stable oxidation state +2, even though it belongs to first B group of long form of periodic table. Exception. Out of those two, +2 is more stable. Similarly, xenon, 0 group as per a common abstract system, 0 group, but it can exhibit +8 to +4 like that. +2 also, even though it belongs to 0 group, it can exhibit +8 to +2, +6 like that. Compounds are there. So these are some exceptions. That's why I mentioned here, generally the oxidation state of an element cannot exceed its group number in periodic table according to CAS system, that is A group and B group. Zinc, second B group, maximum oxidation state is +2 like that. So this is the next rule. Usually we have to follow while assigning oxidation states to the atoms present in the given compounds. So with this almost we have completed the rules to assign the oxidation states for different elements, and after this we will go for an exercise. You please complete this and I will give 1 or 2 more examples and then I will go for exercise. Please note it down. Okay students, write down along with me. The oxidation state of metal in metal carbonyls is always 0. Sir, what are the examples? What is this metal and metal carbonate? Say for example, if you take iron pentacarbonyl. Here carbon monoxide is neutral molecule having no charge. So the oxidation state of iron is also, you can take it as 0. That's why I have written the oxidation state of metal in metal carbonyls is 0. Nickel tetracarbonyl, there also there is no charge for this carbon monoxide and no charge for nickel. So you can assign 0 oxidation state for nickel in nickel tetracarbonyl. Note down, students. Next I am writing the oxidation state of any component of an alloy. The oxidation state of any component of an alloy is 0. What is alloy? Mixture of two or more metals or mixture of a metal with non-metal. Suppose if I take sodium amalgam, where sodium and mercury are the components of alloy. If you take this alloy, the oxidation state of sodium is 0 and that of mercury is also 0. Steel, iron and carbon alloy, the oxidation state of iron and as well as carbon is also 0. Any alloy, the components of alloy, the oxidation state of all the components is 0 only. Why? Formation of an alloy is physical change, and moreover it is not a chemical change. So there is no transfer of electrons or nothing. So simply you can say the oxidation state of components of an alloy is 0 always. Please note down these two. Then now we will go for exercise. Please note it down. Okay, students, let me solve the oxidation state of elements, underline elements here. Chromium, manganese, manganese. So please write down, students, all these examples. Please note it down. Then I will go for calculation. Here for nitrogen, here for hydrogen, carbon and nitrogen, here for sulfur, here for manganese, here for iron and here for also for iron. Please note down this and let me go through one after another how to calculate. Here 2 chromiums are there, 2x, 3 oxygens, for oxygen -2, 3 into -2, -6. So x equal to +3. So oxidation state of chromium is +3 and of oxygen is -2. You may get one doubt, sir, you are writing chromium by taking oxygen as normal oxygen. We have discussed about peroxide, sir, where it is oxidation state is -1. Why blindly you are taking -2? So chromium belongs to 6th B group. I think maximum oxidation state is +6. Now we got +3. No problem. Oxidation state will exist. No problem. So you can consider this as normal oxide. Normal oxide. No problem. Right. Now I will go for chromium here. Same chromium. Note down, students. Note down along with me. Note down. Alkali metal potassium fix +2 plus 2 chromiums 2x, 7 oxygens 7 into -2 -14. So x equal to +6. Yes, possible. Possible. Chromium belongs to 6th B group element. Maximum +6. Cannot exceed. It was not exceeded. So you can consider, so it is normal oxygen, no problem. Manganese dioxide, X minus 4 equals to 0, X equal to plus 5. Seventh big group, plus 7 maximum, only plus 5, plus 4, sorry, it is plus 4, no problem. Here consider this, potassium plus 1, alkali metal, manganese plus X, for 4 oxygens minus 8 equals to 0, X equal to plus 7. Acceptable, no doubt, normal oxygens only. Then now I will go for that set. Please note it down, students, don't waste time. Here if you calculate for nitrogen here, X, 3 hydrogens plus 3, because no metal is there, no metal is there. So for hydrogen you can take it as plus 1 blindly. Oxygen minus 2 equals to 0, X equal to minus 1. X equal to minus 1. Yes, possible. Nitrogen belongs to 5th A group, maximum plus 5. So no problem, below it only. Here to assign oxidation states here, I am writing the bonding here. This is the bonding. Here among carbon and nitrogen, nitrogen has more electronegativity, so you have to assign 3 bonds are formed by nitrogen, and nitrogen is more electronegative, so you have to write minus 3. Minus 3. For hydrogen, undoubtedly you have to assign plus 1 only, because these two are non-metals, there is no metal in that, so it is not metal hydride, so you should assign plus 1. Then carbon is forming 4 bonds here, 4 bonds here, so what you are going to do? So you have to balance this with plus 2. So carbon plus 2, hydrogen plus 1, and nitrogen is minus 3, minus 3. So this is the individual oxidation states. Based on the bonding you can fix. Concentrate, students. Nitrogen is forming 3 bonds and more electronegative than carbon, and I have assigned minus 3 oxidation state. Hydrogen you should assign plus 1 in its compounds, except in metal hydrates there is no exception, except in metal hydrates. It is not a metal hydrate, so I have assigned here plus 1. So remaining should be balanced with plus 2 only for carbon. So see, carbon exhibit plus 2, plus 4, minus 4 also in some other compounds. So same element exhibit different type. Okay. Now this is. Now come to this. For hydrogen you should assign plus 1. 2 hydrogens plus 2. Sulfur X for 4 oxygens minus 2 equals to 0. X equal to plus 6. Possible oxidation state by sulfur, because sulfur belongs to 6th A group. So it is possible, no problem. Now come to the students. For manganese, already you have calculated for sulfur. Here I can write this ion as sulfate ion and 2H plus. So for entire sulfate always you can take it as wherever you find simply minus 2 for oxygen. So you can easily blindly assign plus 2. Don't go for individual and everything, don't get confused. You follow like that. Okay. Now I am going to assign for this. 4 potassiums plus 4 plus iron X, neutral species, sum of the all should be 0. Cn is there. See, I am splitting this. H plus Cn minus. H plus Cn minus. So for entire carbon and nitrogen, you can simply take it as minus 1 equals to 0. So X equal to plus 2. Similarly, I am applying here also. Plus 3 plus X minus 6, X is equal to 0, X equal to plus 3. Here in this compound, iron is plus 2, lower oxidation state. In this compound, iron is present in plus 3, higher oxidation state. So that's why this is called potassium ferrocyanide, and this is ferric potassium ferricyanide. Potassium ferrocyanide plus 2, potassium ferricyanide iron has plus 3. Please note down the students in detail, and then I will go for next set examples. Please note it down. I will go for next set. Okay students, let me finish off these 7 and then we will go for next set. Here I have to calculate for carbon. This is oxalic acid. So I am doing the calculation for 2 hydrogens plus 2, for 2 carbons 2x, for 4 oxygens minus 8 equals to 0. So 2x is equal to plus 6, so x is equal to plus 3. So the oxidation state of carbon is plus 3. Here chromium 2x. Just now I have explained you that sulfate ion entirely can easily take as minus 2. So minus 6 equals to 0, x equal to plus 3. Here this is phosphorus acid. For phosphorus I am doing the calculation, students, you concentrate. Plus 3 for 3 hydrogens, plus phosphorus x for 3 oxygens minus 6 equals to 0. So x equal to plus 3. If you go for H3PO2 hypophosphorus acid, for 3 hydrogens plus 3, for phosphorus x I am considering, for 2 oxygens minus 4 equals to 0, x equal to plus 1. Similarly, H3PO4 phosphoric acid, for 3 hydrogens plus 3, again for phosphorus plus x, and 4 oxygens minus 8 equals to 0, so x equal to plus 5. Here blindly I am considering oxygen as normal oxygen. I am using minus 2 for all oxygens because all these oxidation states of phosphorus plus 3, plus 1, plus 5, all these are allowable and permissible oxidation states of phosphorus because phosphorus belongs to 5th A group. So maximum oxidation state of phosphorus should be plus 5. So all these are allowable. Next, coming to this, here for manganese I am calculating 2x, 7 minus 2 minus 14 equals to 0, x equal to plus 7. Manganese belongs to 7th B group, so that oxidation state is also possible. So this is compound called hydrazine. 2 nitrogens are there, 2x, and 4 hydrogens are there. It is non-metal, so hydrogen plus 1 you can take. 2x plus 4 equals to 0, so x equal to minus 2 for nitrogen. Here for sulfur, 2 sulfurs. Among sulfur and chlorine, chlorine is more electronegative. Chlorine is more electronegative, so gets negative oxidation state. Chlorine belongs to 7th A group elements, so common oxidation state, negative oxidation state is minus 1. So for 2 minus 1, so minus 2 equals to 0, x equal to plus 1. X equal to plus 1. Here, you please note it down, then I will go for the speciality of these 5 compounds. Please note it down, then I will go further. Please note it down. Okay. Oxalic acid contains 2 carbons, no doubt. For both the carbons, oxidation state is plus 3. For chromium also, both the chromiums is plus 3, undoubtedly. For manganese also, both the manganese is plus 7, no doubt. For hydrogen, for hydrazine, for both the nitrogens, it is minus 2 only, no doubt one can say. For both the sulfurs, it is plus 1 because you got to, for one element X has plus 1, for both the sulfurs also individual plus 1. But for these 5 compounds, the same element present in more than 1 atom. Here 2 atoms of carbon are there, 2 atoms of chromium are there, and 2 manganese atoms, 2 nitrogens, 2 carbons. but oxidation state for all the 2 here is same within that compound, but it may or may not be sure that all the atoms present in a particular compound may or may not possess the same oxidation state or not. That I will discuss in the coming session, not now. As of now, please note it down and you please fix. For both the carbons it is +3, for both the chromiums +3, for both manganese +1, for both nitrogens -2, for both the sulfurs +1. But I will introduce you some more compounds in which same element, same sulfur within the same compound but exhibit different oxidation states. I will go through those examples in the coming sessions, in the next session or by next session. Before going for that, first of all, I have to finish off the one more concept followed by this, that is identification of peroxy bond. If you finish writing all these examples, then I will go for identification of peroxy bond. Note it down. Okay, students, now I am going to teach you about the identification of peroxy bond in a given compound. I will teach with the examples, then you can understand very easily. You concentrate and note down. H2SO5, name of this acid is peroxomonosulfuric acid. Or simply you can write permonosulfuric acid, named after a scientist Caro. So it is also called Caro's acid. Now let me calculate the oxidation state of sulfur blindly according to our rules. 2 hydrogens are there, +2. Sulfur +X and 5 oxygens are there, 5 into -2 equals to 0. X you will get it as +8. But sulfur belongs to 60A group of lung form of periodic table. The maximum oxidation state should be +6, but as per our normal rules of calculation of oxidation number, we got as +8. So more than its group number. So immediately you can came to a conclusion that the compound may contain one peroxy bond. This is how to identify the presence of peroxy bond in a given compound. If you go for normal calculation for the oxidation state of an element, if you get oxidation state more than its group number, then you can came to a conclusion that the compound may contains a peroxy bond. I have already taught you peroxy bond means OO single bond is called peroxy bond. So out of these 5 oxygens, 2 oxygens are peroxy oxygens, the remaining 3 are normal oxygens. Now let me separate, because I got as +8 even though sulfur belongs to 6th group. So let me separate H2SO3 and OO, a peroxy bond. Now I will do the calculation for the oxidation state of sulfur. Let me check how much you are going to get. For 2 hydrogens +2, for sulfur X, 3 normal oxygens, 3 into -2, that is -6. 2 peroxy linked oxygens, -1, total should be equal to 0, and finally you will get X as +6. Students, this is the way how to identify a peroxy bond in a given compound. So, by using normal rules, if for any element, if you are going to get the oxidation state more than its group number, then you can came to a conclusion that compound may contains one peroxy bond and separate two oxygens, because peroxy bond is O, single bond O, and then go for the calculation, then you will get the real oxidation state of that element present in that compound. This is how to identify a peroxy bond in a given compound. Note it down, and then they will go for one more example. Next compound, H2S2O8, peroxodisulfuric acid, or simply paradisulfuric acid you can take, and named after a scientist, Marshall's acid. Marshall's acid. Now let us calculate the oxidation state of sulfur in this compound. For 2 hydrogens plus 2, 2x. For 8 oxygens, 18 to minus 2, minus 16 equals to 0. X you will get it as plus 7, more than again the group number of sulfur, 6th A group. Maximum plus 6 only, but you got it as plus 7. Oh, no doubt, immediately you can came to a conclusion that it also contains one peroxy bond. Peroxy bond means separate two oxygens. I am writing here H2, S2, O6, O. Then count as per normal rules. Plus 2, plus 2x, minus 12, minus 1, minus 1 equals to 0. So, x is equal to again plus 6. So, oxidation state of sulfur in this compound is also plus 6 only. This is with one more example, how to identify peroxy bond. Please note it down, students. I am going to conclude this session with this particular example. In the next session, I will go for 2 or 3 examples for peroxy bond, and then I will continue the topic oxidation state. Thank you.